In case of any doubt or questions, the participants can unmute themselves or type the question in the chat box. Now I request Dr. N.C. Martin to speak a few words about the topic for the day. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Sahana, for the introduction. So very happy good evening to one and all present here. And on behalf of our Management Secretary, Sri Ashok Kumar Mudraji, our Principal Captain Dr.S.Santhosh Baboo, I welcome all the participants, dear students, professors, HR fraternities, and very pleased to welcome a special welcome to our resource person for the day as an alumni of our college. So we are very happy to welcome to on this occasion to host a webinar for students. So this is our 63rd webinar series, and Mrs.T.Madhu, Priya, Associate Manager, FPS Innovation Lab Private Limited. So thank you, Madhu, for giving consent to take a topic on approach to appeal. I hope this is about communication, that is to communicate effectively, and we can take like how to present yourself before an HR. Is it so?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely.
Good. Okay, thank you. So coming to a conception understanding on the communication. See, the communication can be defined as a process of transmitting information, our thoughts, our opinions, facts, ideas, and understanding, and also exhibiting our emotions. That is from one employee to another in the context of organization. So we also know that the communication is one of the most important and basic functions of management. A HR manager can make a good decision, and he can make well conceived plans and establish a sound organizational structure, and he can able to communicate with his employees and fellow associates only by a way of communication. It all depends upon how communication is being effectively imparted from the HR to his employees. So it is essential for achieving a managerial and organizational effectiveness, no doubt in that. So good communication helps employees become more committed, more involved in their work, and helps them to develop a better understanding of the jobs, their roles, and their responsibilities. So by means of a clear and timely communication, so many of the organization problems can be eliminated. So without clear communication, the employees will not aware of what the co-employees are doing and may not know what is happening in and around the organization. They may not be aware of the goals, and they may not be in a position to assess their skills. So that is the expected skills or the actual skills to be improved in order to assess their own performance. So by means of effective communication, so HR manager will be able to give instructions to the subordinates and the management in order to develop plans and also take decisions. So we can say communication so act as a nervous system, or we can say it is a brain of any organization. If a manager wants to operate as an on the integrated unit, it is necessary that the top management should keep the subordinates and the employees well informed of its ultimate or ulterior objectives, and wants employees to accomplish towards their achieving the desired objectives. So one thing I like to highlight is that all type of communication will not work out in different situations. So as there is a method of communication that works best for each particular scenario and will from organization to organization, that varies from organization to organization depending on the size of the workforce, that is the team members and the organization culture. So both the HR manager and the employees, they need to give importance to the one, that is the tone of voice and body language for meeting its purpose for smooth running of an enterprise. So on the whole, we can say that, so if you want to be successful in our communication, so we need to learn how to communicate effectively in the workplace. So good communication skills are most important not only for managerial positions, but also for every employees in an organization. With this brief note on the topic, I like to conclude and leave the session to a resource person to throw a much light and insight about the topic. Thank you. All the best.
Sir, thank you so much for that wonderful, brief about the topic. And you said, you were thanking me for accepting to come here. No, it's DGVC, right? So I owe a
Yeah,
lot.
thank you.
So there's nothing to accept. You just call me. I'm going to be there, irrespective of how many times DGVC calls
Good,
me.
good.
So
Thank you, thank you.
thank you for actually calling me and, just asking me to share my opinion on the topic. So when, Sahana reached out to me and asked me to choose a topic. I'm
Good, good.
a very active person on LinkedIn. So recently, I've been getting a lot of messages on LinkedIn. Like I think in the past 2 to 3 months, more than 1,000 messages. So what I've seen from that experience is that I have a lot of students reaching out to me. So the reason for my topic today, approach to appeal. When I say appeal, I'm saying about basically creating a positive impact about yourself to the person whom you're communicating with,
Yeah.
irrespective of it being in your organization or just anybody you communicate with. How do you create a positive impact? And that I'm going to just walk you through a few PowerPoint presentations. And I'm actually a person who just don't keep talking to the screen. So I'm hoping it would be an interactive session, and if possible, if I get to see some faces, it's going to be really nice. I'm so bored of virtual meetings, looking at screen all day. One or two faces here and there, I would be really happy.
Thank you, Madhu. You can proceed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sahana. So everybody, why do you think we need to create a positive impact when we talk to somebody, just anybody, for that reason? When we say approach to appeal, let's say we're just talking to any person, we really want them to think good of us, think highly of us. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. As students, as people who are as budding HRs who's going to get into the corporate world within a few months and year, I think it is very important for us to start behaving like professionals. And how do you approach professionals in a way where they're going to want to help you out in your future career? So with that, can you move to the next slide? So when we say approach to appeal, I'm saying, we are going to talk about two perspectives or two ways of approaching people. The first one is through social media, and the second is social interaction. So now what happens is, the whole session I'm going to keep talking about students, how you're going to approach to professionals. It could be an alumni or anybody, let's say, on LinkedIn or any other social medium. Okay, I'm going to emphasize more on social media, because now with COVID and everything, classes have become virtual, even internships have become virtual. So I really want my juniors to have a knack for approaching people, have a nice way of approaching professionals. Okay, so let me start with social media. And what do you think is the best social media to approach professionals?
Without doubt, isn't it LinkedIn?
Yes, yes, Fasmin, thank you for that. Can you move to the next slide? So for a LinkedIn profile, is there anybody who doesn't have a LinkedIn profile here? I hope not, but still, I hope nobody's there, right? Okay. So for LinkedIn, right, before you go and approach anybody, you need to build your own LinkedIn profile first. And for that, I'm just going to quickly talk about how do you build your profile before you reach to anybody. So the first one is to include your photo. And when I say photo, this is a professional social media platform. So we want a really clear picture with a, maybe a smiling headshot, not a full picture, and not a picture where it has other people. Basically, no group photos, just a solo picture of yourself. Okay, that plays a very important role when you talk to people. Next is to update your about. There's an about session section in LinkedIn, and please use that to the maximum. That's the second thing a professional looks at when they come to your profile. First, they look at your name, your photo, and then they come down to see the about section. And that section is what is going to tell a little more about you. And that, I would say, has to include who you are. Okay, and what is your interest? It can be a passage, or it could simply just be one line. If you are more of a storytelling person, just put it in a passage as to what your interest is, and what you are looking to do for in your career. And it can just include a line or two about who you are, who is Madhupriya. Okay, so that is about your about section. Please ensure it's update. It's not just a student looking forward to do a career, get a career in HR department. So please fill that about section. And then your education history, just show off what you've done. Tell them what all you've studied, what are the courses you've done. If is there any course you've done, you can just publish it there as well. And the language proficiency, some of them don't update their language proficiency. It's simply English, no other language. I don't think anybody here is from UK or US where they know only English, right? We obviously know some other language. So please update it. Let me tell you why it's important. I might have a plant in North, or I could have somewhere in Karnataka or Andhra. So I might look for a person who can speak Telugu, someone who can speak Hindi. So if your profile is going to tell me that you speak that language, it's going to help me in a better way. So please update that as well. Showcase your skills. By the end of the day, LinkedIn is basically personal branding. We are there to sell ourselves. That's the truth, right? So if you don't showcase your skill, I don't think the professional or the recruiter and anybody is going to pay attention to your profile, or is going to take the time and interest to actually get in touch with you. Show them what you know. Tell them whatever you know. It could be a simple Microsoft Word, it could be Excel, it could be anything, or it could be presenting skills. Not everybody could present well, and if you can present well, just put it there. So put all your skills that will grab the attention of the person. Anybody who knows what test scores mean in LinkedIn? What is test scores?
Competitive exam scores, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Apart from that, in LinkedIn also you have something called test scores. Any idea? Okay, so what happens is, I want you to go and look at LinkedIn and look at what that is. Okay, so after the session, so if you go to LinkedIn and when you update your skills, you say you know Microsoft Excel. Okay, it's going to test you on how much you know about it. And you will have to take a test to kind of answer a few questions or do some calculation, everything, and then it will grade you based on your test result. And it's actually nice for you to publish that as well. It will show that you are being authentic about the about the skill that you are portraying. You People, when they see it and when they look at the test score, they will know that this candidate or this student has actually taken the test and they really know about it, because that scores you cannot manipulate. As simple as that. So you also take up those tests and then put the scores there. And then again, like I already said, there are so many courses online, and we have a lot of time these days. When we are at home, we are saving so much time. So just take some extra course apart from your academic courses. When you say you've done a course in, say, Coursera or Plural Site or anything, that again, it makes me take an interest into your profile. Next is to add certifications, add your honors and awards you've received. If you are the coordinator of, being a coordinator of entire this webinar, everything is a big thing. You are being the coordinator of an internship program, that's also a big thing. These are little leadership roles that you play in college, and there could be many other leadership roles that you've played in school, even a simple class representative. Because for a student, okay, you don't have work experience to portray. So as a student, these are the things that you can actually showcase. You can tell them that you are the leader of something. This is the award that I've got in my class. This is something that I've got the best presentation skills award in my class, something like that. So portray those as well. Share the projects you worked on. Now here is where you can academically tell people what you're working on, what is your knowledge on a subject, and if possible, just attach your thesis also. It will show that you are being serious about the job. You are being serious here. You are really putting in effort to sell yourself. Okay. And collect recommendation and skill endorsements. So now when you're interning, please take that opportunity to ask your supervisor to give them recommendations for your experience over there. Because as a supervisor, when you're doing an internship, their feedback is going to help a lot, because they are going to be one of the few new members who will be coaching you. In my organization, when I read a recommendation by a supervisor or your manager when you are interning, that will help me. It will help me make a decision on, or it will help me make a judgment on how you would perform in my organization. So please ensure that you can also take the recommendations from your professors. That's also going to help you. When a professor says highly about you, it means you are a really good student. Our professors are not going to just play with the recommendations, so we believe in that. Okay, be active. That's the most important part of being on social media, where we know that algorithms play a major role. So as long as you keep commenting on people's statuses, valid comments. Okay, when I say comments, not I appreciate this is nice comment, not comments like that, but rather very meaningful comments, meaningful meaningful post. These will actually show your profile in a better way compared to those who don't do all these. Building your LinkedIn profile, that's the most important thing as a student you should be doing, apart from building your resume. We know how important our resume is. The next most important thing is LinkedIn profile. These days most of them don't even look at the resume. We actually go to the LinkedIn profile, we go and see what the person is doing or what are their interests. To know a person better in a professional front, that's where we want to go, and that's exactly where you should spend more time. How many of you have done all these 7? Anybody here who's done all these 7? 6? Let's score 6.
Yes,
No,
ma'am.
5. Bhagyalakshme says, anybody who's done 5 things out of these?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm really hoping to see a lot of yes, because theoretically our professors are going to help us. Okay, practically you will learn a lot in during your internships and all other summer internship and everything. But what you can do for yourself, this is the only thing that you can do. The only way where you can self brand yourself is here. Basically, when you don't do all these, you are not just selling short of yourself, but also missing a you might miss on a possible recruitment, a possible job, a career offer. Okay, so these are very important things. Can we move on to the next slide? Okay, now, so I told you what is important. Okay, before you move on to approaching people, first you'll have to work on your profile, and then now you have to go approach people, right? Now, MH, when I say MH, I mean the Maslow's hierarchy. For me, this is the Maslow's hierarchy of how to approach people on LinkedIn or on email or anything, basically electronically. Okay, now we are moving more virtually, so I really want you. I'll tell you why. When you don't send a nice message to a professional, it's such a put off. And I've seen a lot of students who just send blank or very unpolite messages, and I've also received that from our own college as well. So it kind of makes me feel really bad. I don't want my juniors coming reaching out to me in a very unprofessional way. So I'm going to walk you through how to how to approach a professional in a nice and very diligent way. Okay, so this is a Maslow's hierarchy that I'm talking about, and I'm telling you this is not theoretical, as in this is not from the internet. This is what I believe in. Everything that I am talking today is basically from my own experience. Okay, from the experience of what I gather from 6 years, and basically what I expect from other people. Okay, so this is a personal perspective, and I would start from just like how Maslow's hierarchy start from the bottom. Let's go from bottom. The first thing is to understand why. When I say why are you approaching a person? You first need to have that objective very clear. The same applies to you when being in an office. When you're going to go and talk to a employee, why are you going to talk to that employee? Okay, you need to understand why. Have you thought about why you are reaching out to someone? Are you seeking more information about a role or company? These are the questions that you need to ask yourself before sending in that message. Okay, is it a relationship that can grow? Are you just trying to increase your number of connections on LinkedIn, or are you really trying to work out on these connections for your personal and professional growth? Okay, these are the questions you have to ask. Is it or a lifeline to potential future mentor or employee? The last point is very important, because when we reach out to someone, we really want them to be a mentor, right? We don't want just someone to say hi and then bye and then close that relationship. Building a network is to kind of have a mentor for life, or have someone who can you get from whom you can get professional advice. Okay, so once you're clear about why, Without knowing the why, please don't move to the next step. When you're reaching out to someone, you really need to know what are you expecting from that person, or what exactly you can provide to that person. As simple as that. And then we move on to understanding, identifying your potential stakeholders. So now you know, for example, let's say you want an internship in a manufacturing industry. You're reaching, you want to reach out to someone in a manufacturing industry. So now when you know why you are reaching out to someone, then you can zero in on whom to go and contact for that. Okay, that's where you get the right formula. Identify your stakeholders, understand where you want to take your conversation to, tailor your influencing strategy. You can't have one simple copy paste message for everybody unless and until it is tailor made. When I see my name, hi Madhu Priya, I'm reaching out to this, or hi Madhu, whatever. So when it's tailor made, when it's personalized, I pay more attention to the messages. As simple as that. So when you get the formula right, how to approach the person in the right way. Okay, when you know why you want to reach out to the person, and now you know how to reach out to the person, you've zeroed in on someone. Now you are creating a strategy to talk to the person. Okay, maybe first send a connection request and then slowly start talking to them. Once you know whom you're looking for, get into action. Now this is where most of them, I would say, would stop. The first two steps, you've actually done some homework. You've actually what is expected of you is to go to their profile. Let's say I want to become a friend of Martin sir. I first have to go into his profile, look at what he does, look at his personal interest in such, his interest on other organizations, his interest on other courses. Okay, so I get to understand it so that we can speak the same language, so that we can be on the same page. So by the time you're getting into action, you've already done a lot of homework. You already know how to reach the person. And now some of them, they start self-doubting. Let me send this message or not? How will they perceive it? Will Martin sir really reply to my comment? Will he really want to help me? Once that question comes, a lot of people self-reject. And let me tell you something, self-rejection is the worst thing you can do to yourself. Fearing rejection, please don't self reject. That's what I'm trying to tell here. When you know that you are going to talk to a person, just go ahead and send the message. Just be conscious about what you're typing, be conscious about how you're portraying yourself. And once that is there, go ahead and send it. What is the worst thing that could happen? Simple, you just may not get a reply. That's all. You are not going to be crucified or detained or anything. Nothing wrong is going to happen. So go ahead and send the message. Get into action. Reach out to them. Tell them why you're reaching out to them. Tell them what you can bring into the table, what is expected of what are you expecting that from that person. And most of the time, I would say, don't look for job interviews. Look for mentorship. Look for conversation. When you reach out to someone, immediately don't go and ask them, can I have an interview, or do you have any job opportunities? Can I do internship? First, understand the person, have at least one or two communication before you jump into a request. That's a nice polite way of slowly soothing in, like that. Be polite, be persistent, and please don't nag. Being persistent and being nagging is two different things over here. Let me give an example. So when Sahana reached out, she kept asking for PowerPoint presentation. Okay, I'm not a very PPT kind of person. I tend to talk. So I told her, do you really need a PPT? She's like, ma'am, it'll be better if you could give me one. I seriously liked the way she was communicating, or the way she reached out to me. And honestly speaking, I did the presentation only because of that girl. Okay, she's like, it'll be nice to have a presentation. And she reached out almost 10 days ago, and for the past 10 days she's been asking me to give a PPT. Let me tell you, I did not be nagged by her. Okay, I did not get irritated, because she was very polite and a very nice way to come and reach out to me. So what happened is, she was constantly reminding me that the PPT is still pending from my side. So I actually took some time today. I just wanted to get it done, because I didn't want to disappoint her. I didn't want to disappoint everybody over. So that's the kind of effort I want everybody to do. I also remember once, does Tantra happen now? No?
Last year we had, ma'am.
Okay, so a few years ago, okay, when Tantra was happening and I was there, one of the speaker, I wasn't a speaker by the way, I was just in the audience. So one of the speaker, he came on stage and he spoke about a girl, I think MHRM second year, yeah, second year. She was coordinating with him to get him come and address the gathering. So he actually spoke about her. He said he was very impressed with the way the girl had actually, followed up on him. So she was very persistent. She was very nice and polite. What he did is he said, I just loved the way she was polite. I loved the way she was following up with me. I'm going to offer her a job in my company. I actually got goosebumps when I heard that. I was sitting in the audience, and when he said that, it actually gave goosebumps. And the girl, she was just jumping in joy. So I'm telling you, you never know who could be your prospective employer. You never know who's going to come and help you. So be your best at always. Be really nice. Create an, what did I see in Sahana? I did not see her scores. I did not see her intellect. I only saw that she's good with communicating. I only saw that she's being very polite, and her human interaction is good. By the end of the day, that is all we are looking for. Apart from all your scores and eligibility criteria and everything, who you are as a person is what matters the most. And I want you to really work on that. I want everybody to work on that. Let me move on. So once you're into action, okay, you've reached a lot of people, and you've sent a really nice message. You out of 10 messages that you've sent, maybe 5 to 6 people may come out, may reach back, and then again you're reaching out. So now you've created a communication where it's in a flowing pattern. Now the people who are in constant touch with you, these professionals are your stars. Let me tell that, okay, they will do anything to help you. When someone is constantly replying, someone is taking the time and effort to actually talk to you, it means that they see something good in you. It means that they accept some behavior of you, that they're lending a hand to help. Hold on to that hand. These people are the stars. You might not get anything from them. It could be simple, mentorship, it could be career consultation, anything, but everything will help. So hold on to these people, bond with these people. Once where some of you go wrong is, especially me, I've had a lot of our own my juniors interning with me when I was in Murugappa group. At least 5 to 6 students are still in touch with me. They constantly keep updating me when they move from one job to other. So these kind of attitude is what I'm telling you when I say bond with the stars. So once you've completed your MHRM, you join a job, and then you lose complete contact with that mentor or with your star. Let me call star. That's a wrong thing to do, because once you've got a job, you just forget that person. You actually have to be in touch with them throughout, because maybe you don't know, the next job could be with them. Don't forget your stars, okay? When you are in good bond with your stars, you will keep flying. This is exactly my approach to appeal to people. This is what I do personally, and that is something that I'm bringing to the table for you guys to understand about. Any questions on this? If not, we can move to the next slide. Let me give you an example of what happens when you don't do all that. Okay, the steps that I showed you. I'm just going to read these. I've hidden the person's name and picture for reasons. So I'm just reading the message. Okay, the first one in the left corner. I need a job. So if you know any, please let me know, because my family is struggling through financial crisis. I'm not speaking low of anybody. I'm telling you, I don't want my juniors to be like this. I don't want my juniors, I don't want any DGVC or any student for that matter to reach a professional like this. It's such a put off, okay? You are actually scoring off the name of that person you are reaching out. Someone who sends message like this to me is as good as not sending a message. That's the best thing that they can do. So now what this person is doing is they're asking for a job, but they're also using a sob story. Please don't do that, okay? Do not say I am my family is struggling. I come from a family where I am the breadwinner. I would say, instead of this, let your skills speak. You can say I am good at this. Okay, I am good at this. I can do this for the organization. So let your skills speak rather than such stories. The next one, hello Priya, any vacancies in your in your company for freshers, please inform me. Can someone tell me what's wrong with this? These are all LinkedIn messages, by the way.
It is very straightforward. They did not introduce themselves or they did not ask you how you are. They just jumped into what they want.
Yes. Anything
It's
else?
very informal, ma'am.
Yes, yes. Anything else? Do you see the spelling of your? This is not WhatsApp, right? And that person doesn't know me. It's okay if they know me, when I talk to a person who I know really well on LinkedIn, even I use short messages. But for someone who you don't know, please, short forms, grammatical error. I'm not saying you need to be a Shakespeare to send message to someone. At least a basic grammar, the basic decency in mail etiquettes, message etiquettes. That is what I'm asking you to look into. Don't use such short forms. Don't get directly into what you want. Like I said, also, some of you might be thinking not everybody has the time to give a long chat before we ask what they want. Yes, but basic courtesy is what you have to start with and then get into what you want. Okay, when I said not at the moment, KK, anytime, please inform me. Do you think I will even get back to this person? No. Okay, the next one. Hi ma'am, how are you? I'm currently looking for a job. Is there any fresher vacancy in your company? Not at the moment. Okay ma'am, if any means, please let me know. Thanks for your reply. I'm definitely not going to get back to this person. Again, short forms. Okay, to know if there's a vacancy, please go to the website before asking the person. Check in the website and then you go and ask that person. I saw on the website, I did not see any vacancies updated there. Maybe there are, which is not updated. Would you like to help me, or could you help me understand if there's any vacancy? Be a very nice way. MHRM is going to teach you a lot of theory, is going to teach you a lot of theories that which are practical. These are something that you have to learn by yourself. Okay, so that is why I'm showing you the messages. I can just simply tell you avoid short forms, avoid straightforward messages, avoid hi, avoid k. I can tell you all that, but I really want you to look at it. That's why I've put it here. Next one. Hi, fresher opening irunda sollunga. What if I did not understand Tamil? Yeah, what if I'm a Hindi person? What if I'm from the north? Though obviously I don't look like I'm from the north, but still, what if I don't understand the language they're talking? Just stick to English. Can I get job vacancy update for fresher? Even my manager doesn't question me like this. This is not the way you talk to a professional. So these are some of the examples that is such a put off, and I do not expect any student to be like this. Okay, just learn to be better. It's a simple homework that you need to do. Let me give you an example of how you can send a message. Can you just move on to the next slide? Okay, now this is a long message. You can just read it. Let me tell you, this is not what I created. Okay, I copy pasted it from Google, mainly because to show you that there are so many templates in Google. For everybody these days, one of the most important skill that we need is to learn to Google. Everything is there. Sundar Pichai has a beautiful software. We just have to use it. We can use it to the best of our knowledge, best of our advantage. There are so many templates. This is just an example. So you just learn to Google before you just create something which might be a chaos. Or if you're really confident about yourself, just go ahead and type a nice message. So this is an example. It need not be too long, it need not be too short, but at least tell them, this is so and so, I am an alumni, I saw that you're here. So basically, if you read the first paragraph, okay, let me just quickly read it. I saw that you had a great career at company name and ultimately landed in a position. That's exactly what I intend to do. And as an alumni, I was curious if there was 5 minutes to learn from you about the path you took. When is a typical time to good time to connect? So if you read the first line, it shows that you have done some homework. Okay, when you're reaching out to me and you tell me, ma'am, I see, Madhu, I see that you are from DG Vaishnav College. I see that you've done this. I was interested in. Immediately, I'm going to read the next line. Okay, you pull my attention for the next few seconds. I will want to read to understand what this person is asking or what this person is giving me, right? So the first line when you talk to someone, show them that you've done a homework. Show them that you are serious about the communication. Show them it's tailor-made. It is personalized. It is not just a simple copy paste. So these are very few things that I would love to I would love everybody to follow when you reach out to professionals on a social media platform or email or anything. Okay, so let me just quickly move on to how you are going to make an impact when you are doing your internship or when you are in an organization for any other reason. Okay, just can you move on to the next slide? Now we'll move on to the social interactions, mostly in the organization I'm talking about. Next. I'm not going to, I don't have too much to tell about what you have to do, like LinkedIn and everything. We had step by step because that is very important. Now, apart from that, okay, when you are interning in an organization, can you move to the next slide, please? Only three things I have. Okay, now you've already approached, as in you are already doing your internship in a company. Stand out. Okay, and what you have to do to stand out, the first thing, greet. I've put greet so many times because that is so important. I've seen, I've actually seen some of the MHRM students from our college, when they come for internship, they'll come straight to the department, meet, greet everybody in the department, sit the whole day, do the work and go. They do not pay attention to anything beyond that room. They don't pay attention to the security people, they don't pay attention to the plant head. So these kind of greeting is what I am talking about. When you go into the company, start from the security, because we are responsible from precinct to precinct. We are responsible from the security guard to the end gate, right? We HRs are not just responsible for that HR department and just for the union. We are responsible for everything that happens within the campus. So start from the security. When you are an intern, you are already a professional. The moment you step into a organization, you are already a professional. Behave like one. Greet everybody from the security guard to the plant head. You might not have a chance to go and work with the plant head or the division head or any heads for that matter, but I'm sure you will get to see them, right? You will definitely get to see them. You will have to first know who are the heads when you go to an organization. You greet them, and then when you're not able to go close, or you're not going to say good morning and all that, at least smile and nod your head. A simple smile. You keep on doing that, that person will automatically start recognizing you. I'll tell you why it will help you or how it will help you in a big way. Let's say there's an opportunity in that organization after your graduation. When you go for the interview, obviously you'll interview in the HR department, and by the end of the interview, you are definitely going to meet the plant head or the head, right, of that factory. If you're going to work in that factory or IT company or anybody, you will definitely meet the head. And when you go to that head and tell them, I've already interned in this organization for 1 month. Okay, now imagine you did not look at this person when you were interning, you had not greeted him, or you did not he did not know you. He'll be like, this person has interned here for 1 month, but I never really saw this person. Will that thought help you in any way? No. But when you go and sit there, okay, before you tell that you've interned, that person already recognizes you. Okay, he or she already knows that I've seen this face somewhere, and then they see that you've interned here, that you've actually broken the ice. Okay, that's icebreaker for you. You've got their attention. So this is what you have to do. Greet everybody. You never know who will help you. You never know who you could be working with. Just greet everybody, be nice, and project yourself in a very pleasant way. Be professional at all times. Now be professional at all times is when when you're handling not just a union but even the contract employees, or when you're interning with another intern. What happens is, when we are sitting in the room and we have a lot of interns, sometimes we get carried away. I've done that too. Sometimes we get carried away when we start chit-chatting, right? Remember, people are always watching. So be professional at all times. Even when you're chit-chatting, be professional. Let me just quickly give an example of how it helped me. Okay, when I was in my first job, there was a technical head from another organization who came and met my HR head. They were there in my factory for half a day. So for that half a day, I actually, just from getting them into the gate, ensuring that everything, all the logistics are there, tea, coffee, everything, taking them for lunch, and then getting by, and then saying bye-bye, sending them out. I think I was there with them for half a day. 2 years later, that technical head had an opening for her company. She was the director, technical director in her IT company. She had a HR opening. She reached out to me to see if I would be interested. I interviewed and I got the job. So, where this person was an external, she came for something else into the company, but she remembered me. I was there only for 2 to 3 hours with her. Okay. She remembered me. And then 2 years later, she's getting back to me to see if I can work with her. And then I worked with her for a year. So that's how I got my second job. Okay, so I'm telling you, you never know who's going to help you. So be professional at all times, and then show interest and be proactive. That's the last point I'm going to close with. Of course, you've now projected yourself in a very nice way. People are really interested in you, and when you're interning, show people you're interested in what you're doing. Apart from the HR, apart from learning the theory and your practical lessons, pay attention to everybody is what I'm saying. Show people that you're interested in what's happening in the factory, what's happening in the shop floor. Once you show that, you are just standing out like anything. Okay, and then be proactive. You want to know what's happening, keep questioning. These are some of the things that will help you land a job, land a dream job if possible. So I would with that I would close saying, if there's something that you did not like, of course, I told you this is my personal opinion, please try to do everything that I've said. It will definitely help you boost your career. With that, I would like to close. Next slide, please. Any questions? Okay, now this is where you unmute yourself and ask questions. No questions means either you didn't understand anything I spoke or I was too clear. I'm sure I wasn't too clear. So any questions? Did someone talk? Sorry.
Am I audible now?
Yes. Who's speaking?
Good evening. This is Amrita.
Amrita, your voice is a little feeble.
Am I audible now, ma'am?
Yes. Tell me, Amrita.
Okay. Your presentation was awesome. I actually have a doubt. So may I proceed?
Yes, please.
Okay. You just completing the PowerPoint presentation, you just told that we need to ask questions. On that project is wrong because we don't
Why?
know. We don't know the opposite person. We are
No.
just
Yeah. You finish your question. Sorry.
okay. We just would have got 2 or 3 conversations with them, and then on that project is wrong.
No. Please. This is what this is what I was talking about. What will the other person think about me? I'm telling you, ask questions obviously, but don't nag them. Questions need to be valid. As long as your questions are valid and you really show interest in what you are asking, the person can easily read if you're just asking questions for the sake of asking, or you're really keen at learning what it is. So please don't think that asking question is wrong. In fact, if you don't ask questions, nobody is going to pay attention to you. Okay,
Yes,
you've been to organizations, you know that people uh, the HR, your manager, or anybody, they are very serious in what they're doing. They won't take time. Sometimes they may not be able to take time. So you keep asking questions, only then you can learn. Only then it will show me that you're interested as well. So it is definitely not wrong.
thank you.
Thank you. Any
Good
other?
evening, ma'am.
Yes.
This is Tulasi from second MAHRM.
Yes,
So
Tulasi.
I just have a small doubt, ma'am. So when you told that when Sahana approached you for making the PPT often, so you felt that you didn't take it as a negative way, you took it in a positive way. So what if people take it as a negative way when we go on and insisting them to do?
Yeah,
Won't it create a bad image on us?
that no, that is where I said don't nag people. The way you ask is different. Let's say maybe you read the messages, you'll know that there was no way I can get irritated with her messages. Okay, being polite, ma'am, is it possible to do a presentation? And then I asked her, no, I told her, no, I'm really not a PPT person, so do you really need a PPT? She's like, it'll be helpful because it's a 1 hour presentation. She made a valid justification as to why she's asking. Okay, she said it's going to be a 1 hour presentation. It'll be easy even for you to look at something and talk. It'll also be easy for the students to stay focused. Okay, so when she kind of gave me a reason for that, I said, okay, let me do it. That it's not a big thing. But the way you ask is what matters here. Okay, people wouldn't take it in a bad way as long as you're being very polite. Keep in your mind to be polite before you send that message to the person. Be the receiver, read that message. If someone is going to keep sending message to you, and if you are comfortable with what you will receive, then you go ahead and send it to them.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
You need to follow up. You know what, Tulasi, let me tell you, you need to follow up, like, I don't know, too much when you're in the factory or when in your in your organization. You keep on going to the head if you're going to be in recruitment, you'll keep following up with all the heads to give feedback. They will not. Everybody is busy in their own way. By the end of the day, as a HR, we need to master the skill of following up. That's very important.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes, Bhagyalakshme. I think it was Bhagyalakshme, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I just have this question: is how much is too much, ma'am? Because when I am so I am a webinar coordinator. I have to talk to different type of HRs. So when I'm approaching them, sometimes they don't give me because we have a time frame when we follow. Because we have to finish a poster, promo, and all. We have a time frame for that, so we have to finish it till the time. Before the time, we have to finish it. So keeping the time frame in my mind, if I keep asking them, they're not responding, it becomes a problem there. So I don't know how much is too much. Can you help me out there?
Let me tell you, 24 hours is a good time. Okay, let's say you are and if possible, when you're following up, follow up on the same timeline. Today morning 10 o'clock you're following up, somewhere between 10 to 11 the next day is a good time. When your presentation or when your deadline is on, say, Saturday, and you have only 4 to 5 days left, then you go on a day-to-day basis. Just follow up every day, greet them and say, this is just a gentle reminder, I hope it's not disturbing, or this is a good time to ask you, or is it a good time to disturb you, sometimes something like that as well. So every day is fine. But let's say you are bringing in someone for 2 to 3 weeks later, maybe alternate days is better, or even once in 2 days or 3 days. So basically, based on the timeline, stick to your follow-up schedule. Please don't follow up 3 to 4 times in a day. Then it becomes too much.
Okay, ma'am. Sure, we'll do that. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ma'am, hi ma'am, this is Fastman.
Yes,
So
Asmin.
yes, so in this pandemic situation where social interactions are, let's say, rare, as you mentioned before, let's see, like I want to see faces. How do you think that, what can we do to be seen?
The first point that I said in your built-in LinkedIn profile, right? To have a photo. I don't see Fasmin's face in the picture over here. Okay. So
Okay.
in a LinkedIn, to be seen, first show your face, please. That's where people will want to talk. I really don't want to talk to a profile picture where there are flowers, where there's a bike, okay, or where there's anything else. So to be seen, show them your face and then be active. Like I told you, the last point, be active on social media. And when you don't have content, okay, actually you can never run short of content. Let me be very clear about that. You can just talk about the experience you had in your internship. You can talk about an experience that you had. You can just say, I went to the factory today, this is my experience, this is my learning. Somebody else could have had the same learning, or somebody else could learn from your post as well. So be active,
Ma'am. And I also want to mention that you were very crystal clear as to what you wanted to say.
Thank you so much.
Hello, ma'am. Nityangi here.
Yes, Nityangi.
Can I just wanted like a small clarification. So you spoke about nagging and being persistent. That being persistent is always good, and we shouldn't nag. So where is the line? Like, is it the way we talk? Is it the way we communicate that draws a line between the two?
It's only this much, only this much gap between being persistent and being nagging. It depends on the time. Obviously, actually a risk that you're taking. Okay. And when you are reaching out to a professional in a prime time, say between 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and then in the especially Mondays, just ignore Mondays. Okay, if you're going to follow up on anybody, people are just wanting to bite everybody on a Monday, so ignore Mondays if possible. So that prime time, that's when you avoid reaching out to people. They're already in enough crisis. There's enough meetings, Monday morning meetings, or early rise meeting, everything that's happening. So those times you can avoid. Okay, of course it's a risk that you're taking, but again, being polite is a key over here. When you're very nice to me, okay, and I'm in a very bad mood, you are texting me, that niceness, that the politeness in your message will automatically calm me. Though I might be very angry, I'll be like, not now, Nityangi. Okay, or I'll talk to you, Nityangi, something like that. So the messages that I receive on LinkedIn, most of the time, even if I get too off the message, I'll reply, because I know how it feels to get rejected, or just blatantly not getting replies. So I reply as much as possible, just depending on whom you're reaching out to. Take the time, analyze where that person might be, analyze the situation they might be, and text, and have some time. Give time for them to reply. Like I told you, 24 hours is a good time. If you're going to keep texting within the next 2-3 hours, it might be too much. Not everybody keeps texting, checking out their messages every hour. Okay, at least if you want something to be done within that day, at least leave 2 hours, and then say a gentle reminder, catching up on what we discussed, something like that. When you're being polite, there's no way I can show my anger on you. I hope that answers
Okay,
you.
right, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah, hello, ma'am.
Sahana, yes, Sahana.
Yeah, ma'am, is it good to go back to the person who actually rejects our message?
Rejects your message and sin.
He won't reply or something after seeing also.
I would say you ignore it. It's better. If they haven't replied, it means that they didn't reply. No,
Yeah.
why go back? Unless and until you really want that person's reply, okay? Then you go say, maybe you missed my message. Be really nice, be pleasing.
Okay.
Maybe you missed my message, or again, a reminder on that ask I was asking for. This is just a continuation of that. Is there a possibility to talk? Can we catch up for a minute? Something like that.
Okay.
Let me not, I'm not projecting the professionals in a very arrogant way or scary way, but I'm just telling you this is my experience. Okay, so I'm putting it in a way that it might help you with other professionals as well. So the way I'm telling is, don't get an impression that, oh, professionals are very scary. No, we're all nice. Everybody's nice. Any other questions? Raji, you're on mute. I think you're speaking, but you're on mute.
Yeah, thanks for reminding, ma'am.
Yes.
So good evening, Raji here. Ma'am, personally, I need to thank you because I came across the official Humans of Bombay reel, and I was honestly very much inspired from that. And again, I came across Twinkle Khanna's a tweet about your achievements, and I started following you on Instagram. So it was really inspiring for someone who's going to struggle and just come up this much. That's amazing, and I wanted to thank you on a personal level for that. My question is, for someone who's exploring Instagram on a like in initial days, any suggestions on certification programs? Like, you have so many certifications, right, in Instagram? So any suggestions on what can be done as an MAHRM student? Because I'm a little clueless about that.
I'm as clueless as you. Okay, let me be very frank. I'm not an Insta person. If you see my Insta profile, you know that. If you see my Insta profile, you will know that I'm active only in the past few months. Plus, I don't know about the courses in Insta. I've never seen any courses.
Courses in LinkedIn.
Oh, you said Insta. Okay, sorry. Okay, LinkedIn. Yes.
I initially came across your thing in Instagram and then started following LinkedIn.
Okay, so LinkedIn, you're asking about the courses in LinkedIn, right?
Certification courses. Do you have any idea, like, which will be useful for us, for MAHRM students?
There are actually a lot of courses, okay? The one that you can do on LinkedIn, or you can do on Coursera or any other site is, you can do analytics, okay? Data analytics is going to help you along a big shot.
MAHRM students, ma'am?
Yeah. By the end of the day, you're going to deal with the data, madam. Okay? You are going to have loads of data on your screen. You're going to have Excel. You might learn a lot, but you will still keep facing Excel, PowerPoint, and everything all throughout your day. Data analytics is going to help you make decision. It will help you in your decision making. Okay, it will help you decide on what needs to be done. So data analytics is actually very important these days, and you can learn maybe anything else that I'm not actually able to think of. Anything apart from your syllabus. Okay, you've already had ER, IR, and everything. Or if you're interested in industrial relation, a course on that, something like that.
Okay, so industrial relations and data analytics and anything of MS Office tools, like anything of that sort.
Yeah, please be very well versed with PowerPoint and Excel. That will help you big time. By the end of the day, once we do all the engagement activities, we'll keep putting all pictures. It is all show off only what we are doing. Okay, so we need to show off a lot. For that, you need to know how to do Excel, PPT, and everything. That'll help us.
Sure. Sure. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. I think we are done with the questions. Any other questions? Sahana, over to you. I think we are done.
I think no more questions, ma'am. Shall we move on, ma'am? Yeah. Okay. Thanks for giving these wonderful insights, ma'am. Surely we will be implementing and we will be using for this our upcoming days. And now I request Mr. Karthik, second year MHRM, to render the vote of thanks.
Good evening, ma'am. So, before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. When you become a leader, success is all about growing others. I, Karthikeyan of second year MHRM, take this wonderful opportunity to thank our esteemed speaker, Mrs.T.Madhu Priya, Associate HR Manager, FBS Innovative Labs Private Limited, for sharing her valuable insights and knowledge on the topic Approach to Appeal. I would like to share a few key takeaways from today's session. First, build your profile in a meaningful and sensible way. Second, clearly communicate about the purpose is important when reaching out to others. Sticking to English as a form of communication is most effective. Greeting. Greeting being a professional and proactive are the best way to stand out. We, the future HRs, would really work on the understanding provided by a lively speaker. Sharing is caring is an age old proverb. True to this thought, I would like to thank the pillar of our PG department of HRM, HOD Dr. N.C.Martin, for arranging this webinar, and Professor Sneha for her support to organize this webinar, providing us with an enlightening tour to pragmatic arena of HR. Finally, I extend my gratitude to participants from various professions and students. Kindly fill up the feedback form which is provided in the chat box below with your name and email ID. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you all. Have a great evening.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Martin, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, guys.